Everybody, it is Wednesday. Get a little more lighting in here if possible. Yeah, I think that works. Anyway, yeah, hope everybody's enjoying their Wednesday, enjoying their week so far. Doesn't look too good. Sorry guys. Hope that's enough for you. So first of all, I just want to talk about Liverpool and how we become kind of Captain FC. And what I mean by that is we got a lot of players who have captaincy of their national team. Obviously, what's up, Mercy? Obviously, Andy Bobby just found out that he's going to be captaining Scotland, and he's probably Scotland's best player. Let's think about it. Anyone else tell me a top-notch Scottish player right now in world football? So, got him, Naby Keita, being the captain of his Guinea side. Sadio Mane with Senegal, of course. I'm assuming Salah is of Egypt. We had Klavan when he was there. Hendo, of course, of England. I believe Virgil van Dijk is the Dutch captain. So, listen, does it really mean a whole lot? Maybe not. Hey, what's up, my mate? But I think it's nice to see that we have these personalities in the team, these characters in the team who also lead their countries, which I think is a big thing, maybe even bigger than it is for leading their club team. So that's big. I think that's good. It's not going to win you any games, but it's just nice to know that you have these different people in your squad that could, maybe at any moment be a captain of your team, or just, the personalities that can really lead on the pitch by example, by their performances in the locker room, things of that nature. So I think that's really, really something that bodes well for Liverpool. I think we might be the only team that have that many captains in our starting 11. So that's good. I like that. Moving forward, I want to talk about Adam LaLana. I think it's not really a surprise that he's yet again got another hamstring injury. I believe he's 29, 30. So listen, his career, and call me a prisoner of the moment, but his career is all but over. It really is. I mean, he's not really playing like that. The moment he does get some playing time or training time in a different atmosphere, he gets an injury, or not even in a different atmosphere. He's still in England, so he gets an injury. I don't get it. It's not a surprise though. I think we've known for LaLana to have these issues from time to time, and honestly, I don't know how big of a role he would have played in the midfield this season. And Ox's miss is really starting I'm really starting to feel Ox's miss right now. Matt, his contract ends 2021. He will be 33 by then. Yeah, I mean, his career is just about over. I don't mean to be harsh, but that's just how I see it. But yeah, you start to really wonder of the depth. I should speak about myself. I start to wonder about the depth in the midfield. Was hoping LaLana could give us something, and he still could. This is not a season-ending injury, and if you ask him, he says it's just a minor setback. It's a setback, though, and how long from now will be the next minor setback? I mean, LaLana is injury-prone at this point in his career. That's just what it is. I'm not going to apologize for it. That's how I feel. That's what it seems to be. It's more fact than an opinion at this point. So, yeah, it makes you wonder, and I keep talking about this 4-2-3-1, not necessarily because I want to see it, but also I think it's the best way to get the best out of our players. So whether you have Fabinho, Naby, and Shaqiri as that kind of 10 or that third midfielder, but kind of at the point and just below the 4-3, or you have Naby there and you have, I don't know, Fab and Hendo, or Fab and Genie, or whatever the case may be. I think that's the best way to maximize who we have, because it doesn't really seem to be that our midfield is that thorough when it comes to depth. It really does, especially attacking. Attacking-wise, we don't seem to be that thorough when depth is concerned. As far as like workaholics and sixes, yes, we have 3 sixes and a bunch of workaholics. We got that. We don't have any real ball carriers besides Naby Keita, and that's just facts. I mean, this is not even really two ways about that. It's fact. We don't have any ball carriers, so the Ox miss is tough. There's been rumors about Rabiot coming. That won't happen if it does happen until June, July, next summer. We can we can sign him this January, which I think we need to jump on. And listen, even when Alex is coming back, it's good to have that other player. Joey, what's up, baby? How you feeling? So yeah, listen, there's no surprise about that, and we know every single international break, one Liverpool player has an issue coming back, whether he's sick, His tummy hurts. He has a headache. He broke his ankle. His thumbnail hurts. We always have someone that comes back with something. Let's hope that's it. Let's hope that LaLana is the only person. I think LaLana is done. Just hope same thing doesn't happen to Sturridge. Yeah, I don't want it to happen to anyone. I'm not wishing it on LaLana, but listen, you don't have to wish it on him. His body has already made that decision for itself. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. He's injury prone at this point in his career, and I think Hendo is not far from that. I really think that. I would not be surprised. Knock on wood, because I don't wish anything negative against our players, but I would not be surprised if Hendo picked up something as well, whether it be an international duty or in the league campaign. So, yeah, I mean that's the latest on that. Again, the Ribio stuff has come out. There's been rumors about that for some time now. Allegedly, he supported Liverpool at one point, or at least followed them to a degree. He wants to play in the Premier League. Obviously, there'll be a lot of teams trying to get Rabiot, right? I mean, that's obvious. So, look, the better we do, the better chances. I spoke about it before. The better chances we'll have to get some of these big name players or players that we just see could come in and slot into our team seamlessly. So it's really up to us. And these games coming up after the international break will really, really give us a good idea of where Liverpool is going, how serious we are to compete on all fronts, how bad we want a title we've been starved for years and years and years. We'll get to see what this team is really made of. And so, listen, to me, it looks like there's some other ways that we're gonna have to get through this season. It's not gonna be about totally dominating teams and scoring 3, 4, 5 goals. We're gonna have to find ways to slug games out. We really are. And up until this point, there have been certain moments, especially in the Leicester game, where we've been quite fortunate. We've been quite fortunate. So we deserve that. That works. I want to get to Ramses. That's what I'm going to call him from now on. Our keeper, Alisson Ramses Becker. Listen, people are still running their mouth about Ramses. And here's the thing about Liverpool fans. You get you feed into all the trolling of other supporters. Why are you letting that bother you? And don't give me the whole, if that was Karius. Well, you're damn right if it was Karius, because Karius has a terrible track record. And Karius cost us valuable goal points, whatever you want to call it, in big match. In a big match, okay? This is the 4th game of the season. Should Becker have done that? Or Ramses? Should he have done that? No, he shouldn't have. Was there other players that could have done something before it got to him? Yes. Am I really tripping over it? No. And if it was Karius, it would have been worse, because he's done so many of these things. Here, let's look. This is the thing. This is why we got Alisson, because of what he can do like that. He got caught out. Was it a foul? I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me. It didn't cost us the game. And you notice, I didn't like how he punched the post. That was a dummy move. You don't punch the post. What up, Jason? You could have broke your hand, and then what? And then Mignolet allegedly is injured now too from international duty. So can't have you punching the post. I get it. But again, that shows me there was a situation when they had a set piece, a free kick, set piece outside of the box. It hits the wall, and you see Becker celebrating as if we just scored a goal. He loves playing with Liverpool. Him making that mistake and allowing us to lose our clean sheet, it really fucked him up. I don't know if you saw that. Him punching the post, and you can see the confidence level in him, though, that when that happened, okay, it's cool. On to the next thing. Karius is a guy that something like that happens, he's done for the rest of the game. He's done for the rest of the game because he's weak mentally. I think Karius is a fine keeper, but he's not strong enough up here mentally. And if you don't have that as a keeper, you don't have anything. That's the last part of your defense who has no confidence. So that's who you got in your goal. But when you see Ramses, this guy, he's ultra confident. Listen, he's going to have moments like that again. I think it's good, as Klopp said, it happened early. So now you know, not necessarily not to do it, because I don't want him not to do it again. I want him not to get caught out. He's going to do these things again. That's the kind of keeper he is. I think he realizes, though, this is not Serie A. And you got guys, running down on you, so you got to be quicker and be smarter. Because there's been times in other games where he's just kind of casual with getting rid of the ball. Yeah, he's angry. This guy almost broke his damn hand punching the goalpost. He punched it hard, too. They slow it down, but you can see how hard he punched the goalpost. He's pissed off at himself, and you can see that. Now, I don't like the idea that he came out and said, Oh, Van Dyke. Let the fans say that. Let people. You don't need to come out and say Van Dyke. We know what happened. I think everything is fine in the camp. Um, I don't think they're playing any kind of blame game. Obviously, Van Dyke being who he is, Alisson Becker, Ramses, whatever you want to call him, being who he is, I think they would have had a conversation. I think he would have had a conversation with Klopp. Um, and that's it. I don't like how he's coming out. And I'm gonna speak about your boy Tony Kroos in a second too, because he's really killing me. But I think it's all squash, not a big deal. But I don't want players to be coming out and saying, "Oh, well, someone's gonna give me a bad ball." Deal with the mistake that you did. I think we all know that it could have been avoided leading up to him getting the ball, and the pass back to him that Van Dijk gave was atrocious. We all know that. But let us talk about that. You don't need you saying that. But other than that, I love this goalkeeper, and I love that he has the confidence to even attempt to pull something off like that. He got away with it at Brighton. He got cut out this time. I think on the strength of things, I think Iheanacho is faster and probably a better athlete than Knockhart. He was quicker to the ball. If that's Iheanacho instead of Knockhart that day against Brighton, it might be different then too, because of his quick sense of thought and mind and just to make a move like that, like he did on the keeper. So I don't think Alisson saw any of that coming. I thought he probably felt like he would be able to do that with ease, or otherwise he would have done it. So listen, this is why we got him. We need a keeper, but we also want a keeper who has some of that flair, who can play with the ball at his feet, and he's going to do that again. We just don't want him to get caught out. Or be a little bit smarter and pick and choose when you do those things. So I'm not mad at the keeper. I think it's ridiculous that people are saying, "Oh, if it was Karius, everybody would." It's Karius, and of course, if it's Karius, we're going to talk about it because it's Karius, and he has this track record of doing that. So miss me with that bullshit, man. But let me talk about Toni Kroos real quick. I very rarely like to bring up footballing topics not concerning to Liverpool because it's a Liverpool channel, but I got to speak about this because it's really on my mind and it's bothering me. Jason, yeah, I didn't even think he could speak before. Yo, this guy's a clown. And it's good to hear somebody else having similar sentiments. Here's the thing. I'm upset with Leroy. I love Leroy Sané. I want him to come to Liverpool when this whole thing broke about him leaving Schalke. Was it, I think, some blue team. That wasn't Hoffenheim. Yeah, Schalke to come to the Premier League. I just knew we'd be able to get him. The Klopp thing, but Pep came and most players want to go with Pep, it looks like. So, but I'm upset at him because he's not speaking up for himself. And here you go, you win a Premier League, one of the best players on your team, in that City team, best young players. I think he got an award for that, whatever. Came on the scene real strong. He showed how good he was. He wasn't just another German player trying to apply a trade in a different place and not doing well. He came up and did well. I'll let you know right now, Joey. So, obviously there's this idea that his attitude is not to the liking of Pep Guardiola right now. Okay. That's coming from him being snubbed from Germany, which the same thing. His attitude wasn't nice. Whatever that means. So now Toni Kroos, who opened this big fucking mouth about Ozil and racism, as if he would know what racism really... a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white man is going to tell someone else that racism isn't happening, and if you're feeling it, then you're wrong for feeling it, whatever. So now Kroos is coming out and saying, "Oh, Leroy Sané has a bad attitude. There's times when you can't tell if he wants us to win or not, or if he's happy that we lost or not." What? And so my thing with Leroy is, you got to speak up for yourself. It's too much now. You got the German team snubbing you, saying your attitude was messed up. You got Pep coming out. Well, allegedly, Pep protects his players in the press, it seems. But there's something going on. It's something going on at Man City. And it's not, I don't buy what Pep said about, oh, this week it was Leroy's week. Next week it could be Gabriel. It could be this person. It could be Sterling. No. You're dropping him because there's something going on. What that something is, I don't know. And listen, maybe it is that he has an attitude. But why are these people coming out, especially Toni Kroos, as your teammate, coming out saying these things about you in the paper? Isn't he in Germany training with you? You couldn't have a conversation. This is Toni Kroos, a savvy veteran who should know better. Pull him to the... You think Milner would ever do that? For example, you think Milner would ever come out and say, for any young player for England, if he was still with England, or Liverpool, you think he would ever say, "Oh, Trent has a really terrible attitude problem"? Not that Trent does, but I'm just saying, it's certain things as a man you got to do. I lost respect for Toni Kroos a long time ago when he said that shit about Ozil. And every time he talks, I just lose that much more respect. I don't give a damn if nobody agrees with me or not. Tony Cruz is not a guy that I hope I ever have to speak about again. But I need to speak about this because it's twofold. It's not surprising that Tony Cruz is doing this, or that he's all of a sudden Leroy Sané. That's the thing about the German team. They looked incredibly awful at the World Cup, and instead of them just living up to that and figuring out what the reason was for that, they're finding scapegoats now. There got to be somebody to blame. It's Leroy Sané. It's Ozil. It's this. It's that. It's ridiculous, man. And Leroy Sané needs to speak up for himself, and I'm disappointed that he isn't. I really am. I've always said he should just pick the African nation. He should be playing with them. They would value him. They would select him. They wouldn't be throwing him under the bus. This is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And again, it's no surprise coming from the German players. Well, in particular, Tony Cruz. No surprise. It's just kind of disgusting to me. So, speaking of excuses and things of that nature, I think as much as I love Klopp, I feel like he gives other managers too much bulletin board material. Too much of a. Let's talk about the dry pitch. How many times have we heard Klopp bring up the dry pitch? Now look, maybe that's the case. We play fast. We need the ball to be slick. Fine, cool. You don't keep telling people this in the post match though, Klopp. Because these managers are saying this. Hey, when they come to play us halftime, don't water the field. There's no rule you have to do it. You can't get banned for not doing it. These teams are going to get... The more he keeps whining about... Yes, he's whining about it. I'm sorry. That's how I see it. The more he keeps whining about the dry pitch and how that affected us, not to play on the field, not giving the ball away, not a weak midfield, but the pitch being dry. So that means it's only dry for Liverpool? Huh? So here's my thing. The more he keeps saying that, I think managers are going to be like, hey, when they come here, you make that pitch as dry as you can make it. Cut the sprinklers off at this point. Don't cut them back on to this point. That's what I would do. If I'm listening to these post match interviews, I'm saying, oh, okay. I heard him complain about dry pitches before. Clearly, he thinks that affects his team. He's making that so when he lists all of the issues that happened in the game, he made sure he brought up dry pitch. You know what I'm saying? He made sure he said dry pitch, that was a problem too. And the Leicester team was really good. That's difficult, and which is fair. But also the dry pitch, and then like, Klopp, come on, baby, you gotta stop that. You gotta stop that. Like, even if that's true, don't keep telling people that. You know what I'm saying? Say something else. Don't keep saying that. I hate when he brings up these little, like, the weather wasn't nice. It was windy, and that's windy for everybody. There's not just wind hitting the LFC team. That's wind for everybody, and that's dry pitch for everybody. Like I said, I get it. You said snitch move. Just saying, man, like, why do you keep on complaining about that, man? So, it's just, I love this team, man, and I'm enjoying us getting the max points that we can get. How's everyone doing? Hope I'm not too late getting in. Adam, what's up, man? You're never too late, always on time. There's no such thing as late to this channel, man. You're not missing too much. So yeah, Jay, hopefully that I filled you in on that. It's basically Tony Cruz running his mouth again and basically saying that, for anybody who just came in or didn't hear me before, yeah, I know, Adam, it's crazy. Leroy Sané, sometimes they can't tell if he's happy with them losing or not. It's basically what he said. He needs to get his attitude fixed or whatever. It's ridiculous. The 2 week without football thing is a blower. It's a drag. It'll be worth the wait, though. It's Spurs when we get back. So we get through this weekend. We get through this next week, and then we're back in football. It'll be back before you know it, trust me. So we're good on that. And then, right away, we're back into tough games. So, enjoy this 2 weeks, man, because we could be all over the place with our nerves in the coming weeks. So enjoy this week. Maybe get some things done that you normally wouldn't do when football isn't on. I'll be here as often as I can. So he should have played for Senegal. I know his father was. Yep. He should play with an African country. That's what I said, bro. I feel you on the city pitch thing. I thought at first maybe it's a reverse psychology thing, but I don't know. Nah, Sané is from Senegal. His dad is. Yeah, his dad was a great footballer. Mercy. Also about the Salah news, it seems that Egyptian FA have met Salah's demand. We just have to see if they kept their promise. Okay. Do we agree with Guardiola on Sané body language? I wouldn't know what his body language is. the little times I've seen him play this season, he's been Leroy Sané. I mean, what do they want him to do? Is it because he's not running around with a smile on his face? I don't see him in training, so I couldn't say it. That's why I say again, he may have an attitude problem. Nothing from what I've seen him on the pitch shows me that. But then again, what does that look like for people? You know, an attitude problem could mean that you don't smile when I'm talking to you, or you're not chatty amongst the camp. You know, you're not friendly, or you don't speak to the lunch lady. I don't know what that looks like. But Pep would, I guess, or Joachim Low would. So I leave it up to them. And again, I'm not debating if he has an attitude problem or not. My problem is, why is it being leaked that he has one? Why is a veteran and Tony Cruz coming out, true or not, saying, I don't know if this guy cares if we win or not. He needs to fix his attitude, and when he does that, he'll be a powerful player. That's just ridiculous to me. So it's not a question if he has an attitude or not. I don't give a damn. But it's the way that people are handling it. And we all know this is not the race card. If it was another player, these type of things probably wouldn't be leaked. It just wouldn't, okay? So it is what it is. He said he sulks a bit. Yeah, again, I wouldn't know that. Not that I have seen. I don't know. Again, I'm not at training, so I'm not sure. Jason says, what were Salah's demands? I'm actually curious on that. So who was that? Matt, you said something about the demands have been met. What do you mean by that? Because I don't even... but so far I can go in deep with what's going on with the FA. You know what I mean? It's similar to what Klopp said. And it's not like I don't mean to be insensitive. Of course, I care about Salah and his well-being and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, Liverpool is my team. You know what I mean? And unless stuff is just presented, unless things... And again, I think it's deeper than I ever imagined this thing being with the FA. So there's definitely something going on there that's really serious. But I'm so focused on Liverpool that some of this stuff is just so beyond me. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's between him and that Egyptian FA, and according to Matt, it's going to be squashed sooner than later. So normal stuff like flying in business class, bodyguard in hotel, and don't wake up the team 4 a.m. It's basic needs, really. Oh, okay, yeah. So I mean, why that was even an issue is ridiculous to me. That doesn't make any sense. But so I mean, hopefully again, if that was something that was troubling him in these few games, according to Matt, if it's being squashed, hopefully it's not. I don't even know if that was a thing, but oh, no question, Adam. We definitely missed Keita, and I think Klopp realized that. Here's my thing: Keita should have came on a halftime. And again, I don't need to preface every comment about Klopp to say I love him, but I love Klopp. But why do you have to make the substitution so late, my dude? Why? My G, just put him in after the first 45 minutes. What are you waiting for? Keita should have came in at halftime. There was nothing about that midfield that, yeah, we were up 2-0. It wasn't because of the midfield. Right now we're playing in a style where if we ever needed, and this is why I think Klein won't play much, because Klopp sees what we have. And maybe there's a situation with a midfielder that Klopp, an additional midfielder, that Klopp feels like kind of how he felt with, yeah, me too, Mercy. Klopp felt like about getting Keita and Van Dijk. Maybe he waited on them, and we all were like, oh, well, you know, we need to send it back. He waited on them, and maybe he's doing that with Rabiot. Maybe he's doing that with Fekir. I don't know. But he knows that we need Rob. What you saw from Robbo last game, you're going to be seeing all damn season. He's going to be an auxiliary kind of midfielder, an attacking midfielder, really, at the end of the day. That's why you see Mane dropping deeper. You see Bobby dropping deeper. There's a method to all of this madness. It's not just because, oh, I want to see if Bobby can play a deeper forward play. No, they're doing that because Klopp knows there's very little creativity. And please don't come with this foolishness that I heard on one of these LFC podcasts. Milner is the most creative player in our team. Listen, in football, please stop with this only reverting to stats to make your point. That is a joke. It's not just about stats. You can't tell me Milner is the most creative. I don't care how many assists he's had and all that. He's not more creative than Naby Keita. Are you kidding me? So just let's stop all that. Here's my point, though. Klopp realizes that, especially with Ox being out, because he would have known that, we need more ball carriers. In my opinion, Robbo and Trent are better ball carriers than Hendo and Milner. I don't care what you think. That's my opinion. Now, Milner can carry the ball a bit, but he's not going to bust in from deep, and carry the ball. His first thing is look for a pass, maybe even look for a shot. But he's not looking to carry the ball past a few different defenders. It's not going to happen. In a tight space, he might try something. We've seen him do it. Naby is that dude for that. Okay, and maybe Fab, to be honest. So listen, Fab is going to the Brazil team to play right back. I don't mind that. Certain so-called football people here don't know that that's where he started his career as a right back, not as a DM. He came to Monaco. Thank God to that manager. He saw something in him. He said, "Look, I'm gonna put you at the 6. Let's see how you rock with that." And he's been doing his thing ever since. I've been seeing Milner's stats on social media all day. Yeah, that's cool. I don't mind. That's people always try to make their arguments with stats alone. That's not football, baby. Stats mean a good deal. They do, a big deal, but it's not everything. The eye test. You can't tell me because Milner has whatever many assists and he led the Champions League. You cannot tell me he's more of a creative player than Naby Keita. That is just ridiculous. So I don't. But do you have these people who want to pump up some of these English players more than what they are? And listen, I'm not. I totally respect Milner what he's done with this team, and to me, he's been one of the biggest surprises in the team, especially in that midfield. So, do you think this plan Klopp has of 3 hardworking 3 in the middle for the Prem instead of a traditional number 10 in there just kind of fell in his lap in a kind of way? Yeah, that's a good point, Adam. Maybe. We don't seem to be missing. Yeah, a number 10 in there. Yeah, I wouldn't say we're probably not missing a number 10, but it wouldn't hurt. If that makes sense. Obviously I'm not a guy who's saying we need a Coutinho or we're really missing Coutinho and this is why we needed Nabil Fekir. I don't think that it wouldn't hurt. My thing now is more of just call it a 10, call it a ball carrying 8, whatever. That's what we need. So we're missing more. In my opinion, we're missing more so Ox than a Coutinho player. Because again, remember when Coutinho was there with Robbo? Robbo probably felt like Coutinho was the most selfish motherfucker in the world that he's ever met because he never gave him the ball in the overlap. But Robbo has come leaps and bounds, and yes, he is. People are going too far with saying he's the best in the world. I'm sorry. In the Premier League, he's up there. He's up there. Klopp trying to manage players' emotions with his substitutions. Yeah, well, that's a joke, man. And you're probably right, but that's a joke. You know what I mean? And coming from a guy named Klopp, if a guy like Klopp, I wouldn't imagine that he would even be that concerned with something like that. And the way he speaks about it, because basically in my mind, his thing is, look, I got to make the final choice at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put out who I think is best. You don't like it, cool. You don't have to like me. You know what I'm saying? But you got to respect how I'm running this team. And if you can't, then okay, maybe you won't be playing. But you can't be trying to manage emotion. These motherfuckers getting paid thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars per week. Imagine me tripping over the fact that I'm not playing where I want to play or as much as that. Look, I know people want to play. I get it. I understand that. At the end of the day, you came to Liverpool. You know the situation. You know the midfield has a few players that might play over you. God forbid you're a striker. You know that you're not getting in over these 3 guys. So you got to just shut up, sit down, and play your role. I struggle to see where or how Fekir would have fit in Klopp's system. Yeah, I don't. I think he would have been part of that. He would have been another 8. He would have been another 8. Or he would have been, I think, forced to change the formation and put him as a 10. So it'd be 4-2-3-1 or some kind of diamond formation. I don't know, 4-2-1, whatever it is, 4-2-1-2, whatever it's called. I can see exactly what Fekir would play. Now, here's the thing, though. I don't know if Fekir has what it takes to be a defensive player as well. I just don't know that. Now, there's times we see Salah not really helping on that right side. He doesn't really track back like that to play with Trent. Now, I don't know if that's Klopp's whole plan is like, are we going to leave him to kind of cherry pick or what? And I don't think that's the reason necessarily that he took Salah off. I think he saw that we needed something else on that right, something else to give Leicester a new player, a new kind of different player to have to deal with. And also, we know that Shaqiri has a bit of shithouse with him. You know what I mean? He knows how to slow games down, fall down after some physical contact, roll around a little bit, take the ball to the corner, irritate the opponent. He's a Stoke player, so he's got that in his locker. We already know that. So I think Klopp saw that, which I like, But again, Naby should have been in at the 46th minute. Naby is that dude, period. Damn right he is. Fikir would have been a good depth. Yeah, do we really think it's still Fakir? Because 100% it won't be, my opinion. To me, I can take him or leave him. I'm not. I mean, Fakir will be fine, but I think there's a huge reason why we ducked out of that transfer, and the fact that we would go right back in, it doesn't really sit right with me. Because why not just get him when you had him? You know what I mean? Did his injury issue improve? The alleged reason why we pulled out. So it is weird. I know people are whining and crying and talking about Fakir and all that still. But for me, I could take him or leave him. If we got him, cool. I would love to see how he would fit in. As I said, I think he'd be an attacking player in an 8 role, or right under the strikers as a 10. But you mean to tell me he's the only player that fits that mold? No. So, I'm not really tripping on Fakir. I'm not. I'm really not. And I think it's unfortunate, especially it seems like he really wanted to do that, and allegedly he's still kind of unsettled is what I read in the paper. So, but I don't. It is what it is. If we get him, cool. If not, there's a bounty of other players out there that can fit a certain role. But do believe Ox is a big loss. It's a big loss. I'm starting to feel that more now. But that's a guy who you're really looking forward to getting back, because him in that midfield, oh my lord, him, Naby, with my man Fab in the 6 hole. Woo! I'm just saying, man, that's a nasty joint right there. Is there any number 10 realistically we could get in January, and do we need another center back? I don't think we need another center back. I think we can use one. It's not. I wouldn't be disappointed if we did. And simply because Lavin and Matip are not reliable injury wise. They're not reliable staying fit. Their skill set is enough to be. That's a pretty good backup center back combo, in my opinion. Backup. Joe Gomez keeps his place. I'm sorry. That back five can be our back five for the next 4 or 5 years. Easily. That back five right there. And so I wouldn't mind getting one, but then who do you get? Who do you get that's going to want to be a depth center back and not starting? You know what I mean? So if there's some reason why, if Gomez proves to be injury prone as well, then I'd be more like, okay, you know what? We need to get a center back. But right now, yeah, Joe definitely keeps his spot. Did Coutinho ever win a game on his own for Liverpool? No, he never did. People say he did, but to my knowledge, I can't think of a game that he's won on his own. So again, I kept telling people, everybody was losing their shit when we lost Coutinho. Pump your brakes. It's okay. He's one player, and as my man HH so eloquently says, Sadio Mane is still his biological father. Moving on. Joe has to keep his spot. He got the juice now, exactly. Captain FC, yeah. He won us that City game. What City game was that? When Gerrard cried. Oh, did he? Okay. Did he win us that City game? Okay, yeah, maybe. But I get Mame's point. He's not a guy who's going to single-handedly, do that for you often. I think, if anything, he slowed down the pace that we like to play at. He wasn't the best at closing down. Although he did it at certain points, he definitely did. We had some moments where he really shocked me at his defensive work. But he slowed things down with kind of that carrying the ball, wanting to dawdle and dribble on it, settling for those long-distance shots from outside the box, way outside the box. He was good for a set piece every now and then. He had the magician, moniker, and so, he was able to string a pass from time to time. But to me, I think we only got better. We definitely didn't get worse or suffer when he left, in my opinion. So Curtis Jones might, if LALA is, and this is the thing. This when injuries like this happen, these young kids have got to step up. And Curtis Jones apparently is a guy that he looks to be the part. He looks to be the part. I'm really hoping that he shows something in these cup competitions. You got to believe he's going to play. I don't know what kind of team Chelsea's going to put out. I don't know what their goals are for their team this year, but Curtis Jones needs to come alight in that game. Same with Rafa. What's his name? Somebody help me out. What's the young full in the preseason? Rafa Camacho. Those two guys right there, they have got to show. Same with Origi. He's still in the books. So wherever you get these moments to play, you have to show it because you're not going to get a lot of them. It's a soft injury. What, LALA? Well, he said it's a minor setback, but the word setback doesn't feel like soft to me. That's a week or two, and that means you're gonna miss a game. And then again, when you're LaLana and you keep having these injuries, your body's not healing like the average Joe. Do you think Ben Woodburn? I don't actually. Sorry, I don't. I know everyone loves Ben Woodburn. He came on the scene. He scored a goal, and he was doing well at Wells and all that. No, if Ben Woodburn was that good, he'd be in the Liverpool team right now. Just saying, if he was that good, he'd be in the Liverpool squad right now. Yeah, not feeling him at all. I mean, I think he can do well. Maybe going to play with Stevie G, with Rangers, but Liverpool, hell no. Yeah, I'm not. Ben Woodburn is not that dude. He's not that dude. I think he wants to be. I think he at one point he had the potential to be, but nah. Would you consider a Champions League fantasy league? No problem at all. If not, sure. Why not? Let me know how to set it up. And yeah, we can talk about it. DM me on the Twitter or whatever, man. We can set something up. I'm cool with that. Uh, if we got enough people who want to play, I mean, if it's just like 2 or 3 people, then it seems kind of pointless. But if we set it up and we see it's something that we can do, then I'll leave a something in the description where people can join on. But like, give me a show of hands now. Who would be down for a fantasy Champions League fantasy league is what you're saying, right, Adam? Let me know here. It's just yay or nay. This is a blessing in disguise for some reason. Injuries is trimming out the fats. Yeah. What's your Twitter, bro? Need to get this WhatsApp group going. Cool. My Twitter is R as in rat, B as in boy, G as in girl, RBG underscore F underscore C. RBG underscore F underscore C. Adam's in. Jason, I'm assuming Jason is in. Also for the after the matches, man, like let me know if you're available straight after matches, maybe 10-15 minutes after matches, to do a WhatsApp chat live here. Let me know. You don't have to show your face if you're one of those people. You don't want your face to be shown, whatever, or whatever the case may be. Maybe you don't like talking. That's fine. But because I know myself, man. After a game, win, lose, or draw, I'm eager to talk to like-minded people, or at least supporters, and maybe not like-minded, but who have maybe some frustrations they want to dish out, maybe some joy, some laughter, some excitement, whatever. Holla at your boy, man. We can have a something we can do every single weekend after these games, man. Only if you guys want to. Only if you guys want to. But let me know. As my man said, we get in the WhatsApp group, and we'll have something going. So let me know. Talk to me if you want to do it. Cool. If not, that's fine as well. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. You know what I mean? So just let me know. But that probably wraps it up for me, man. I just wanted to talk about some things that was on my mind. Look, I wish LaLana a speedy recovery. I mean, I know my friend said it wasn't that serious, but we'll see. With Adam, I think it's always serious, and I think it's always something that can be a setback or potentially be serious because of his injury history. And again, he's not going to be healing like the average person. Crystal, we just need to stick together as Liverpool and fight hard every game. Yeah, and it looks like that's what we're doing. And look, again, do I want every game to be like this? No. Come the end of the season, we win the league, and we have maybe a loss or two. Every other game is a win. And a lot of the games, the wins are like this. I wouldn't care, man. I wouldn't care. Maybe, and I know it's hard to commit, but maybe have at least one regular time slot for one of your shows. Really will help a lot of people get in. Yeah, so, okay, let's do this again. So, guys, let me know, for example, what time it is where you are now. Because I think here it's about 6, give or take. So is it about 11? 23:10. Okay. All right. Which is what? Military time 23:10 is, what is that? Is that 11 something? Excuse my ignorance. I'm military time or not. It's simple enough, I'm sure. But what does 23:10 mean? UK. Right. 11:23. Okay, right. Okay. All right, cool. So is this a good time, or should it be 11:12. Okay. 6:10 p.m. Mike, where you at again? I forget where you told me you at. So this is a good time then, because I've seen a lot of guys in. So this should be roughly a good time then. If I come on around 6 or 5, 6 U.S. time, then that's pretty good for you guys in the UK or wherever else you guys are. Um, yeah, I'll try to maintain a pretty consistent time. But the UK guys, seriously, let me know. Is this time cool between 5 and 6 USA? 6 US time is what? It's what it is now. Yeah, 11 p.m. Yeah. Oh, Jersey, right? Yeah, six my time is 11 you guys's. Oh, Christo says cool. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be more Liverpool news on tomorrow or tonight that I'll probably get maybe before you guys or maybe after you guys. I don't know. Yes, this time is good. All right, Jason, cool. This is perfect for me. Okay, great, 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 great. Like the feedback. Appreciate that. All right, guys. Enjoy your evenings. I know it's kind of late where you guys are anyway. I'm gonna chill out, and I will see you guys tomorrow at some point. And I'll try to make it the same time. See you soon.